Have you ever noticed the more desperate you are, you're less likely to achieve something? So in this video, I'm going to specifically talk about the job search. And that's what I actually have realized or noticed, me actually after helping 180 plus people to get a job here in Poland as an immigrant to find their dream job. So in this video, I'm going to actually talk about the backwards law, which is super mindful if you think about it, and we're going to actually discuss why desperate job seekers never get hired. And it's going to be super long video, and like I'll like to try to actually just dive into the process of like the being, like the emotional state, like the thoughts you have, like the actions you take, and which is going to actually help you to have the bigger perspective and then think about how you're going to actually to get what you want, if that makes sense. So it's going to be super interesting video. And I recently came across to this two different state of mind, or like the state of being. Okay, like before that, I would like to actually define the being. Being is basically how you feel, what you think, or what's your thoughts, and then the actions you take. For example, starting with the emotions, right? The feelings: fear, anxiety, shame, anger, jealousy, guilt, loneliness, resentment, desperation, and worthlessness. So these are the feelings. And like, to be honest with you, lots of people, probably like 90% of people, they actually operate from the state of this, which is primal state in this life. I'm being that serious. And like there are like probably 10% of people, they actually know that they have to operate in this way, like from the state of powerful state, which is love, gratitude, curiosity, excitement, peace, confidence, compassion, trust, joy, and certainty. But probably like 1% of people, they actually implement it. Like the 10% of people, they actually know about this thing, this concept, right? Like the energy or the vibration. But like probably the 1% of people, they actually implement or just on a daily basis. That's why they actually get what they want with ease. So for example, if you actually operate this state of mind, and then to get what you want, let's say you're here, and this is the roadmap, right? And you're gonna actually have really hard time to get what you want if you operate in this state of mind, which is fear, anxiety, something bad is going to happen, I can't control what's coming. Like these are the thoughts. If you have the feeling or the emotion, which is fear, something is going to bad happen now. The anxiety, which is I cannot control what's coming. The shame, there is something fundamentally wrong with me. The anger, life is unfair, and then others have easier life than me. Jealousy, why does everyone else have what I want? Guilt, loneliness, nobody truly understands or sees me. Resentment, I've been wronged and I'm stuck because of it. Time is running out. I need this now. Desperation, which is the biggest one. And worthlessness, I'm not good enough. How about this? Love, I'm connected to something bigger than myself. Gratitude, there's always so much in this life. Curiosity, alignment. So the point I'm trying to explain, if once you actually operate in this, from the state of this powerful state, it's a lot easier to get what you want, because how you feel, and then the thoughts, and then the actions you take. And like the two group of people, they have completely different feelings, thoughts, and actions they take. They scroll social media, they watch fucking porn, they procrastinate, they drink, because they want to actually get distracted, because this is avoidance. Like they try to do everything to actually avoid or just numb these feelings. They're too zoomed in, you know what I'm saying? And then your thoughts are basically killing. They're depressed. And obviously this emotion and then the thought basically leads them to actually the actions, which is not going to help them to get what they want. That's the most important thing. The actions. How about this 1% people? They love. They have gratitude. They're grateful, curious, excitement, peace. And then obviously these are the thoughts they have, right? And these thoughts basically push them to act more. To act more what? doing the work. Or if you feel shit, if you have very bad thoughts or the emotions, you're not going to actually take action, honestly, and you drift around. And I would like to actually talk about like the first of all the Maslow's hierarchy. First of all, I'm going to actually talk about the state of mind, like specifically for the job seekers, and then the thoughts, and then the emotions, and then the actions. So like I'll give you the bigger picture, so you will understand like what is really happening behind you not being able to get what you want. So let's break it down, the Maslow's hierarchy. What are the things we actually need or we actually crave? Psychological needs, which is air, water, food, shelter, sleep, clothing, and reproduction. That's the first number one fundamental things we need. And then the level 2 is basically safety, personal security, employment, resource, health, property. And then this is the second. And this is like the third one is love and belonging, which is friendship, intimacy, family, sense of connection. And then the self-esteem, respect, self-esteem, status, recognition, strength, and freedom. And then finally, self-actualization, desire to become the most that one can be. It's like conscious person. It's like consciousness, if that makes sense. When you are in a primal state, your nervous system believes you are still fighting for the levels, which is 1 and 2, 1 and 3, which is physical, your food, water, shelter, sleep, clothing, production. Like if you are living in fucking Poland, I'm telling you, you have everything here. And then the second one is also 2. If you have fucking family and then the friends, they actually love. You have to actually get to this and to this stage to get what you want. Look here. Your brain doesn't know the difference between the lion chasing you or the job rejection. It's just a threat. When you are in powerful state, you're already living from the level 4 and 5, esteem and self-actualization, emotionally, before the external result has arrived. So that means like the people wait for the results to feel in a way they want to feel, if that makes sense. For example, if I get a job, I'll be happy. When I get rich, I'll be happy. When I get into shape, I'll be happy. That's like completely wrong. Like with this state of mind, you will never actually get rich, you never get healthy, you never get happy. So you have to actually, that's why the backwards law, you have to operate from the state of this to like the material world or like the material things turn out to reality. Because all it takes is action, right? I'm telling you, the thoughts basically dictates the action. And then how you gonna think positively? The feelings. So all you gotta do, you gotta be fucking positive. But it's really hard. It's wishy-washy stuff. Like lots of people don't understand this, but that's what it takes to get what you want. And if you actually operate from the perspective or from the state of which is 1 and 2, the most people think once I get the job / money or the relationship, then I feel secure and confident. That's a trap, and that's chasing, and that's a primal. The people who consistently get what they want flip it. They feel secure, confident first, then external result follow as byproduct. You don't climb the Maslow's like the pyramid here. You cannot get a level 5 result without self-actualization, your full potential, while operating from the level 1 and 2 of your mind. It's not possible to get what you want. You will never ever get what you want if you operate from the state of primal, which is fear, anxiety, shame, anger, jealousy, guilt. This is very important. And I'm gonna actually compare 2 different states, like as a job seeker. Primal state and then the powerful state. Anxious, relieved, ashamed, proud, terrified, calm, desperate, excited, jealous, abundant, worthless, confident, small, grounded, hopeless, grateful, needy, trusting, lost, clear. Look, I'm gonna associate the feeling with the thoughts, okay? Anxious, what if I never find a job? That's the fucking like number one the job seekers have right now in Poland. What if it doesn't work? It fucking works once you believe this shit, okay? relieved. The right opportunity is already on its way. Ashmit, I'm a foreigner. They don't recognize me or they don't pick me. Relieved. My international background is rare and fucking valuable. Terrified. I'm going to embrace myself in the job interview. Calm. I'm here to see if there is a good fit, not to beg. I need any job. Like one says. Desperate. I need any job. Not the just right one for me. Every rejection is just a redirection. There are hundreds of companies that need me. Why does everyone else get hired except me? These are the state of mind. And like, okay, once you have these thoughts, what's going to happen is like primarily affects the actions you take. You apply to 50 jobs, hiding your accent, your background in the interview. You memorize script answers. You accept the first offer, even if it's low. But on the other hand, from the powerful state, applying to 3 jobs, well-researched, aligned with your goals, aligned with your career path, owning your stories, confidence, right? Preparing the smart questions to ask the answer like the interviewer, negotiating the salary calmly and professionally. And I'm actually telling you that I recently actually came across this concept. Unless you actually change your being, like the seeing yourself, this is the identity shift. This is like you gotta act as if you already got the job. And like the more desperate you get, or the more desperate you are, less likely you get what you want. Like that's 100%. In terms of dating, in terms of finance, like even like my video, like whenever I try to actually go hard, like or just try to get viral, like taking my time, like writing content, like LinkedIn, stuff like this, I get nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the, you don't have to like prove. Like you gotta start from inside. You gotta fix your self-esteem, like as I said, how you actually see yourself as a person. That's the number one thing. Like unless I'm actually telling you, unless you actually flip the script and start to operate in this way, before the material world will actualize. Like for example, if you act like a millionaire, and if you think like millionaire, which is like E, T, and A, right? Which is emotion, thoughts, and action. If you have the same emotion like millionaire have, which is certain, confident, excited, abundant, calm, clear, gratitude, trust, patience, pride, and then you have these thoughts. What was the thoughts? Yeah, you have these thoughts, and then the actions are like the obvious, what you do, like the millionaire, what you do. I don't know. You ask yourself. You gotta ask emotions. How would you feel if it were already done? Secure, abundant, calm. Write it down how you feel today pursuing it, like how you're actually pursuing. Like, are you anxious or stressed or overwhelmed? The thoughts, what kind of thoughts you're having, like when you're applying for jobs. What would you think if it were already done? Expansion thoughts versus scarcity thoughts today. And then actions. How would you behave differently? Not private jet, but tipping like the generously, being present, researching growth opportunity versus doom scrolling today. Unless you actually start to act before the material world actualize. It's not like the vice versa, like when I get rich, I get happy. When I'm healthy, when I find the partner, then I'm fulfilled. No, you have to be fulfilled first to get what you want. That's the number one. That's the caveat. Like that's the most important thing. Yeah, unless you don't realize this. It's like it sounds wishy-washy, I'm telling you, but it actually is true, because the actions is the most important thing you can take in this life. And then the thoughts you have basically dictates the actions you take. Either you watch porn, either you like the doom scroll, or you actually apply and then prepare for the job interview. That's how it is. That's how it is. You have to actually change your identity, the being state. So being is emotion you have, the thoughts you have, and then the actions you take. And the same person can actually come to this program. Let's say I have, right? Same CCC. 2% are coming, and with 2 different perspectives, with 2 different state of mind. And then one is getting job offer, and another one is basically wasting 12 months. But the same offer, same service, same, like everything same, like support, everything, CV template, whatever, but like completely different results. Why? Because he has the different, like the person A has the different picture about himself than person B, and then emotions, thoughts person A has is completely different than person B. That actually leads the person A to take the productive action to get the job offer, but the person B stays stuck. That's how it is. You gotta be champion before you become, and you have to act like champion, you have to think like champion. Before that, you have to feel like champion, and you have to carry yourself like champion. So that was a video about it, and as I said, unless you flip the script and come from the state of mind which is powerful, have to change it, primer to the powerful, then everything actually becomes simple, and you're gonna amaze how you're gonna change dramatically. And that's what I learned recently, and I hope it helped for you to get the job offer. And if you're looking for support, like more one-on-one talk, one-on-one discussion, helping you to build the CV, tactics, mindset, how you see the world, like the LinkedIn, interview prep, like they're basically helping you to actually change your primer state to the powerful state, so everything becomes easy. Your LinkedIn, your content, everything. So you can reach me out on LinkedIn. I'm gonna actually drop a couple of links so you can actually get contact with me. Just like the post if you like it, share with someone who's struggling with the self-esteem and all. I hope it helped you. See you in the next time. Bye-bye.